This is my how-to video for my last 8-week project. At the beginning of the year, we had a film festival, which my team won, which is pretty cool, and we won with this film entitled "Hey." And obviously we didn't win with this edition of it. We won with an older one, which wasn't nearly as finely tuned or as heavily edited as the one that I have right here. Because for the past 8 weeks, I have been editing Hey. So I have been doing a lot of color correction and reshooting of the film. Like, where is it? Where's the reshooting? Oh no, it's at the beginning. We reshot some of the opening texting scenes, the ones with Joe here. We had to reshoot all of those because the older ones were too dark. However, we were able to keep some of them, like this phone scene here. We were able to hold on to that because I thought those were really nice scenes. That Amy did a great job with the pulling focus on those. So I kept some of those, and then for the rest, I tried to kind of match up the lighting between Paige and Joe for this opening texting scene. So I did a lot of color correction there. I'm going to pick this apart, actually, and criticize my own work. If I could really redo this opening shot, I would reshoot it in an even brighter setting, actually, and then mess with the exposure and the saturation and the lightness and stuff in Final Cut, as opposed to doing it on and then doing it in real time with the lighting, because all these shots are still a little grainy if you catch it, just like Joe's arm and a lot of the background, like over here. It's still pretty grainy, but I was the editor. I wasn't the cinematographer. I wasn't the director. I was the editor, so I had to work with what I was given. And so this shot, all I did on this section was kind of cut out a little bit of the background noise. That's about all I did there. And for this, I recut the shifting between the girls while they're speaking. I redid that because some of the lighting was off a little bit, and I felt that there was just too much switching, too much going back and forth, so I kind of toned that down a little bit. And then once we move on to the girls in here, I added this little B-roll shot right there. Oh, there it is, out in front of the white peacock, which is where they're having their little meeting. I feel like adding that little B-roll piece probably helped a lot. If I had the option, I would have added a few more of those in throughout the film. But we just didn't have those. We didn't really have the option to do those, so we didn't. And once we got inside, I redid the girls' shot. Originally I had redone their entire conversation, and then mine and Joe's conversation. Just completely redid them. Pulled out different pieces of film that we hadn't used before, and timed everything up and got it looking beautiful. And then a few days before the project was due, I had the idea to go back and forth. I'll turn the sound off. Go back and forth between the two, like this, to hold Joe's face right there and Paige's face right there, and mine and Amy's head in the same spots as well, because that really kind of pulled the two conversations together. And I don't know. I think that really worked well. I think that was probably the best editing job that I did throughout the entire movie. Editing effect, I guess. I don't know what to call it. best decision I made in editing throughout the entire movie. Oh, that was also new. That hands holding thing. Joe really wanted that in there, so we had to film for it. I just hadn't put it in, so I put it in this time, and there it is. I did some filtering on these, and I adjusted the exposure on this little sequence here. I made the darks darker, and I also made the lights a little darker. So I think it looks nice. I think it looks really just nice and crisp throughout this entire sequence. I stabilized a lot. Oh, that's another thing that I did throughout all of this. I stabilized a lot of the shots. You can catch that in here. There's a little bit of shaking in the camera, a little bit of distortion, but I prefer some stable footage. So I stabilized a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And then as we move on, originally this had cut to the front while Joe was yelling at me, and he said that he didn't like it, and the editor is kind of at the director's will, so I had to chop out that and rework this scene, but I think it still works nice. And in addition, I also start the music right as the whole ending starts to come together between Joe and Angel here. And then Paige and Lane, here they are. It kind of pulls it all together because the music's playing right now. You can't hear it. I'll play a little bit. You probably still can't hear it. Whatever. There's music playing, and it's running through all of them, and it kind of pulls both of the situations together. And then at the end, I stabilized a lot of these shots too, and reworked the voicing. Actually, it was tough because I had to overlap a lot of the voices, and then had them kind of decay, while the other ones, I had some ramped down while the other ones ramped up, so it kind of made this nice smooth overlap, so that you didn't get those popping and differing in background sounds or background noises between actors, which I think was a great decision. It took a lot of time, but I feel that was just a great thing to do. I also lengthened this up a little bit. This little stare down between Joe and Paige here, and where is it? This one. I lengthened that up a little bit, and I messed with the background noise. I did a lot. Honestly, I did a lot with sound, like way more than I had planned on doing with sound in this film. And then there it is. The music there. I think the music really helps pull the film to the point that it needs to be. And I redid the fonts and the timing for all of this. Down here, I gave Amy a little bit longer of a slot because she was kind of hers was kind of short. I think this credits also I think it also looks good, and I gave myself a little bit longer as well. I thought that I deserved it. I believe I put about 100 hours, about maybe a little bit more, 100 hours into editing this film, because I would come into class and I would kick this off right away. This is what I've been doing for the past 8 weeks. If I could do it again, I would I would reshoot film. I think I did the best that I possibly could with the film that I had. I feel like I really hit this one. Really hit this one hard. So this is the first project that I've really put all my time into and really devoted myself to. And I think it came out really well. As for my project plan, I followed that pretty precisely. In addition to this, I also did a Photoshop project. So I think I might actually just have that. So I wasn't just editing film for the past 8 weeks. I mean, that was a big chunk of my in-class time. But then in addition, there it was. In addition, that was on the school, the big computer, and then on my own, on my laptop, I was developing this. If it'll show up. There it is. I was also developing this little thing here. I got the concept a few weeks ago, kind of at the beginning of the 8 weeks, and I decided that I wanted to go into a little bit of typography, design, whatever this thing is. I don't even know. But one of my friends, Jonathan, had talked about making something with a heart, and having the heart made up of words, and then having an anatomical heart in the middle, which I kind of built off of the idea, the fact that it was a heart. That honestly, that was about it. Was the whole heart thing, and I maintained the heart idea and turned it into this thing, which is the love. There's the LOVE, the love/hate thing. I think this looks really good. What I did was I made the shape. It was one of the standard shapes in Photoshop, and then I went through with the pen tool and drew up all these curves, and then I selected those curves and erased them, and I did that up here, and then I did that the same thing down here, but with the black heart and then the white lines, and then selected them and erased them, and this pool was one of the shapes too, and so were the little drops. I also had to make this little arrow here. It had a third wing, but I got rid of that one because it didn't look as good as the other two. I still don't think it looks as good as it should, but I did all of that, and it was all really, really sharp. So I dropped it over into Illustrator and softened it all up. So I learned a little bit about Illustrator along with this project. So project plan, like I said, I followed it very closely. If I redid this one, I might, I don't know, maybe make it like an hourglass kind of thing. Like have the love heart on the top and the hate heart on the bottom, and then have, like, I don't know, I guess it could still be blood running from the top heart to the bottom, and as the bottom is filling, the top is emptying. So as the love builds, the hate is disappearing, and then you could, since it's an hourglass, eventually you can turn it back over, and so I think that would speak volumes. I don't know. So yeah, this is what I did. I made this. I edited this. I feel that this is a good product for contest, and I made this. So that's what I've been doing for the past 8 weeks. Thanks. That's it.